Hey all, welcome to ShareTreck. This is Raj here. Today's topic is going to be SQZ Biotech, and this video has been made at the special request of Steve Green, one of our subscribers here. And Steve, I hope you like what you see in this video today, and I'm sure that many of our viewers will also be really happy about this video because I found a lot of exciting things in this company that I had not expected or thought about. So let's get started. To begin with, SQZ Biotech is a biotechnology company using their cell engineering platform for developing cell therapies for treating immune disorders. The company was founded in 2013 by Armand Cherai, Klaus Jensen, and Robert Langer, and is headquartered in Watertown, Massachusetts. It then took them another 3 years after being founded before they could raise a 16 million Series B round from Nano Dimension. I'm going to take a moment to show you both the website of SQZ Biotech as well as Nano Dimension. This is a very, very interesting collaboration. It's an interdisciplinary collaboration which is coming up with new products. So let's look at their website first. So here we are at the website of SQZ Technologies, and you can see out here that the founder is Armand Cherai, and he invented the cell squeeze technology, and this is a registered trademark. So there is a potential out here for revenue streams. He invented the cell squeeze technology during his PhD in the laboratories of Dr. Klaus Jensen and Dr. Robert Langer at MIT. This innovation overcame major barriers to cell therapy development and implementation. SQZ Biotech was founded with the goal of creating a new generation of cell therapies that could enable transformative patient outcomes across disease areas while remaining safe and practical to administer. They have taken a mechanical approach to modifying cells, as you will see when I go further into this presentation. In terms of pipeline, they have 3 candidates in the clinical trial stage. That is SQZ APCs, which is for cervical and anal and other solid tumors. All the 3 candidates are for the same area, but the approach is different. The second one is SQZ EAPCs and SQZ AACs. So these are all in the oncology related area. They also have a collaboration with JDRF for the type 1 diabetes, and the target for that is SQZ TACs. And they also have another candidate in the works in preclinical stage for chronic hepatitis B virus, that is SQZ EAPCs. So with that said, let us look at their technology. They have illustrated very nicely so that even a layperson like me can understand it. So they have come up with a device through which they can squeeze a cell along with suspensions that are supposed to go into the cell so that it can become the therapy. And when the squeeze is complete and the cell comes out from the other end, it has the therapy incorporated in it. And this whole activity takes a very, very short period of time for turnaround. And the outcome is SQZ APCs, SQZ AACs, and SQZ TACs. So these are the 3 forms of output, in my opinion, based on my understanding. Of course, as you guys all know, that I'm not a biologist or a doctor or a geneticist. So this is my interpretation that there are 3 categories of output that will come from here. And this is an example of a company getting in collaboration with another to join their expertise. So this is the concept, and to make this concept happen, they need hardware, and that's where we have the partnership with Nano Dimension. And Nano Dimension is a high-tech company, and its offerings consist of electronics, inkjet printing, medical devices, electromechanical systems, parts manufacturing, and rapid prototyping. So that's the background of Nano Dimension. Let us quickly have a look at the website of Nano Dimension. Here we are at the website of Nano Dimension. As you can see, their tagline is changing the way the world manufactures. Look at their products. The products consist of AMA technology, advanced 3D printing called Dragonfly, materials to AME, that is called as AME materials. And the most interesting for me here is Micro AM, Fabrica 2.0, and Fabrica Micro AM materials. They recently took over another company, and this technology has come in. And this technology can allow 3D printing within the breadth of a hair. So it's going to be the main device that can do cellular level printing, and potentially I think that's what they might have used for the SQZ technology. So that said, let us talk about the collaboration and what's the background and history of collaboration between SQZ Technologies and Nano Dimension. In 2016, Nano Dimension invested $16 million in a Series B round financing for SQZ Technologies. That was the beginning of their engagement. And 3 years later, in August 2018, SQZ Biotech raised another $72 million in a Series C round from multiple partners. And some of the partners are names that we already know, like Illumina Ventures. And there is Bridger Healthcare Partners, Everblue, JRDF Type 1 Diabetes Fund, Nano Dimension again participated in the Series C funding as well, Polaris Partner, Viva Ventures Biotech. These are some of the names that I have found that participated in the Series C round of funding, which amounted to $72 million. In 2020, in order to progress its lead candidates for treating HPV-related cancers, these are the three pipeline candidates that we saw in clinical trials. For those three candidates, SQZ wanted more funds, and they tapped Roche, who already had a partnership with them in 2015. And Roche decided to participate in the initiative and expanded their engagement and signed a $125 million deal to cover cancer programs using the company's antigen preserving cells, that is APCs, including its lead program dubbed SQZ PBMC HPV, which targets HPV positive solid tumors. Now, this indicates to us the ability of this particular company not only to tap technology companies that can help them with interdisciplinary development of the infrastructure, but also their ability to get the attention of big pharma to invest in products that are in the pipeline. So the investment from Roche is a big endorsement, in my opinion, because they wouldn't put the kind of money they have done unless they saw that the prospects were sound. So that's a very, very good development for the company. And fast forward to 16th of June this year, they had a press release detailing the positive results that they have garnered in their research so far. So let's go and have a quick look at the press release and on the company website. As you will see, here is the press release. And what I take away from this press release is that they are talking about positive major findings from their cell reprogramming research, which they presented at ISSCR. And the four key points are the generation of dopaminergic neurons, significant increase in target gene expression, appearance of dopaminergic lineage markers, and preservation of cell health. All these four factors makes them conclude that the data shows the potential of the cell squeeze technology to reprogram cells for regenerative medicine application, including Parkinson's disease, is intact. So this is a very positive development. Further, they are saying that the inclusion of non-viral self-amplifying RNA in particular was shown to enhance and lengthen transcription factor expression and support DA neuron development. The new findings build upon the company's recent regenerative medicine research representations and are aligned with the company's NIH-funded effort to generate cell replacement therapies for neurodegenerative conditions like Parkinson's disease. The research was presented at 2020 International Society for Stem Cell Research. The inclusion of non-viral self-amplifying RNA in particular was shown to enhance and lengthen transcription factor expression and support DA neuron development. The new findings build upon the company's recent regenerative medicine research presentations and are aligned with the company's NIH-funded effort to generate cell replacement therapies for neurodegenerative conditions like Parkinson's disease. The research was presented at 2022 International Society for Stem Cell Research in their annual meeting. So here is the leadership team. We have Arman Sharai, who is the Chief Executive Officer and founder. And if we go to the advisory board of directors, you can see that we have Klaus Jensen here. He was one of the guides for Arman Sharai. And his presence also gives a kind of continuity to the efforts that they would have done probably in MIT. So there is no dilution out there. And further looking into their scientific advisory board, you can see that we have Robert Langer here. He was the other guide. So we have all the knowledge base intact, and they're just expanding on that. And this company is likely to do pretty good because they have demonstrated their ability to do interdisciplinary collaborations and come up with a product. And they have also demonstrated their ability to attract funding from big pharma, and also to deliver good quality research outcomes. So at this stage, I think this company looks pretty good. So I took a look at MarketBeat and their analyst rating. So they have two analysts, and both of them have rated it as a buy. And the consensus price target is 28.50, which represents almost 779.63% upside. So that's very, very interesting and very tempting. Their high price target is 40 and the low price target is 17. So that's what the analysts are saying. Now let us quickly go and have a look at our TradingView platform and see what is happening with SQZ out here. So here we have the price chart for SQZ Biotechnologies, and you can see that at one point of time they were as high as 36.59. And right now they are languishing at $3.15 per share. So definitely there is a lot of positives out here. First of all, it's not depending on CRISPR Therapeutics or anybody else for CRISPR patents and intellectual property rights. They have their own intellectual property out here, and they are using it very effectively. So if we took a measuring scale and try to see what is the drop, so they are at 3.15 right now. So the drop from the peak is almost 91.31%. That's a huge drop. So this is a very tempting company to buy. Let us go to the short term and have a look at what they are doing at this point of time. So they have been consolidating within a range. Let us see if there is any trading possibilities out here. I'm going to put a horizontal line somewhere out here. That is the upper limit, and then another horizontal line somewhere out here. This seems to be the lower limit, which I'm going to mark as green. So they have been consolidating between 3.18 and 4.01. In my opinion, I don't see much of a downside because we are at the worst possible moment in the market, and we are down at around 3.15. So there could be some trading opportunities out here, again with the caveat that this is my personal opinion and not financial advice. And we have the VIX at all-time highs, so you have to be very, very careful when you do any trades in this. But their technology seems to be very interesting, and the fact that they have 3 of their therapies in the clinical trial stage is very encouraging, especially in light of the press release on the 16th of June that shows positive results. So with that said, here is an article from Simply Wall Street. It says, here's why we are watching SQZ Biotechnologies cash burn situation. So what they are saying is that there is no doubt that money can be made by owning shares of unprofitable businesses. For example, biotech and mining exploration companies often lose money for years before finding success with a new treatment or mineral discovery. But while history lauds those rare successes, those that fail are often forgotten. So this is the context in which the Wall Street, Simply Wall Street article is looking at SQZ Biotechnologies. They are mainly concerned that the cash burn would probably cause this company to have really difficult times, given that we are in a very tight monetary environment for the near future. So raising further funds are going to be difficult. So they are saying you can calculate a company's cash runway by dividing the amount of cash it has by the rate at which it is spending that cash. In September 2021, SQZ Biotechnologies had $164 million in cash and was debt-free. Importantly, its cash burn was US $81 million over the trailing 12 months. So it had a cash runway of over 2 years from September 2021. Arguably, that's a prudent and sensible length of runway to have. And you can see how its cash balance has changed over time in the image below. So this is the diagram that they are showing. And they are saying that SQZ Biotechnologies actually ramped up its cash burn very hard and fast last year by about 133%, signifying heavy investment in the business. As if that's not bad enough, the operating revenue also dropped by 30%, making us very wary indeed. In light of the above mentioned, we are pretty wary of the trajectory of the company. So in my opinion, I look at it slightly differently. The cash burn, of course, is a good thing when a research company is doing that with 3 candidates in clinical trial stage in their pipeline, which means that they need to progress it as fast as they can, because they cannot dictate the speed at which FDA might provide approval, but they have to be pushing as fast as possible by providing all the information that FDA needs and trying to move to the next stage towards approval. And towards that extent, I think I can justify that kind of expenses. And at the same time, I'd also like to point out that these companies will definitely have a good ability to temper their expenditure in order to make the runway last longer. We have seen many genomic companies do that. And over and above that, I think in the current environment, big pharma will find it very tempting to acquire biotech companies which are working on either CRISPR therapeutics or any kind of cell engineering, and they would like to bolster their cell biology divisions, because doing that ensures that they are able to continue being in the cutting edge of medicine going forward, and they can gather the opportunity share. So I'm not too much worried about the ongoing position of SQZ Biotechnologies. I think we have taken a look at a lot of genomic companies. Most of them are in the same boat, with the exception of maybe CRISPR therapeutics, but most of them are in the similar situation. So there could be a lot of feeding frenzy. We already seen Roche has got partnerships. They can ramp up the partnership, or they can buy out the company. So there is a whole lot of possibilities. So I'm not too much worried about it, but I would like to watch the company for the next couple of quarters to see whether they are making any efforts to reduce their cash burn and increase their cash runway, or if they announce any other partnership like they have with JDRF, if they can rope in some other organization like that gives them more funding to increase their runway. That's what I'll be looking at, and I'm really impressed with the board and as well as the founder. They have got a lot of technical knowledge, and they've already demonstrated a whole lot of capability to work as a team, interdisciplinary team, and also attract big pharma funding. So overall, I think I would add this to our watch list. Even though it's not a CRISPR company, we'll put it in a separate watch list and take a look at it this once in a while and keep track of where it's going. And of course, my swing trading and day trading ideas on this share are to be taken with a lot of caution, because the VIX is very high. Please do your own due diligence. This is not a financial advice session out here. I'm just sharing my thoughts. With that said, I'd like to end this video here. If you like this video, please press a like so that YouTube can show our channel to new viewers. And if you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe and join our community for everything related to CRISPR and stocks. Thanks and have a great day. Bye for now.